are back live from Las Vegas with Bold Broadcasting to give you all of the trending suspect news. Or sus news. What are they calling it nowadays, Ashley? Well, I'm out of my suspect news. Suspicious. Yeah. Welcome to Bold Broadcasting. I am joined with Ashley here, also David as well. Today we got a lot on the docket. We are talking about Tesla's terrorist car attack, or the Cybertruck.
It was more of an ad.
What's that?
It was more of an ad for Cybertruck.
Yeah, there was. We'll get into that in a moment, but that was here, right down the street, only about four or five blocks away from where we're filming right now. So it's kind of hard to home. You know, it's another terrorist attack. We had the October, it was October 1 attack back under the concert we had with Jason Aldean, and so you know it's a reminder that. You know what? You know, we have these terrorist attacks. You got immigration issues where you have a lot of terrorists potentially entering into the country without any needed documentation. Also, we're going to get into a little technology today as well. We have a VR judge, right? A judge in Florida wore a VR headset to get a feel for what the crime scene looked like in first person. Also, we got Elon Musk discussing the Neuralink and its potential to get widestream adoption and where he thinks it's going to be in 20 years. And then also we got our meme minute where we push the bounds of cancellation here on the show. But I want to start the show off with something very, very impactful. And so this...
Which means it's definitely not.
There we go. All right, here we go. We have a dude plays a banjo on the mountain, and guess who pops up to listen? Who do you think listens to the man playing the banjo?
A fox.
You want me to pretend I didn't read it?
Oh, you already read it. Okay.
Yeah.
There he is.
Aww.
Fox just pulls up.
Wait, I like it.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden a hunter comes out and makes a hat out of him.
Shut the hell up.
Is the fox going to tip the guy for doing the
for
banjo
real.
or what, dude? Where's the tip jar?
Oh, man. This is almost out of...
Have you heard the song, What Does the Fox Say?
Please.
Let's not. Okay.
No?
I know you feel like you're coming up with a joke nobody's ever heard
Not a
before.
joke. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
All right.
Song.
Are you going to start singing it?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, have you heard the song?
We've all heard it.
Anymore?
Yes, we've heard it.
Okay, that's it. Jesus. Anyways.
Also, Nancy Pelosi, she had a very interesting tweet where
Nancy Pelosi.
a lot of people were firing off at her. Well, anyways, let's take a listen. She was on a plane going to D.C.
Hi, it's Nancy. I'm on my way to Washington to proudly represent the people of San Francisco in Congress. I'm honored to do so, to share our San Francisco values. Thank you for giving me
What
that.
are those?
Do not bring your San Francisco values to D.C., please.
Yeah, what are your
The
values?
city is been overrun by immigrants, homelessness. Inflation is out of control. Housing prices are unaffordable. The commercial sector has absolutely fallen off a cliff. Everyone's leaving. The commercial buildings or the skyscrapers that are traditionally filled with large companies, Fortune 500 companies have offices there. The real estate prices of those have fallen at some points more than 50% than where they were just a few years ago. And so Nancy Pelosi, turn that plane around. Get your ass back to San Francisco. Nobody wants you.
Doesn't she have some stocks to trade?
Yeah, man.
I didn't even listen to what she said. It just looked like someone behind the camera had a knife and was just telling her what to do.
Yeah, look at her. Like, it feels like her head is just floating in air. Like, if you take a look here, it's like where
Hi,
it's
it's
just like a
Nancy.
floating
I'm on my
head
way to
here.
Washington.
It's, hey,
Kind of looks like a thirst trap a little bit, right?
yeah, it's
Nancy.
be careful with the turtlenecks. It's not a good look on a selfie cam. All right, so guess what, man?
What?
Judge in Florida put on. Did you see this?
I have not, but that sounds I'm very interested.
So
Go
here,
ahead.
take a look at this. You got this headline here. Florida judge wears VR headset to step inside simulation of a crime scene. And so here's a little video of the judge wearing the headset. So quick, this is interesting.
Broward judge peered through a virtual reality headset.
These people are coming into his space, right?
And he's backing up.
And he's backing
So
up.
as not to be injured like his wife.
For an immersive experience, an artist designed to illustrate this defense expert's opinion.
As we back up and are being approached, and it's like a chest-to-chest encounter, no matter where you look.
That based on his review of depositions, a site visit, and sworn witness statements to police.
Now, this is where the vase was broken from the chair that had been thrown previous.
And
When?
This is actually a photograph from one of the videos, right?
Yes, that's correct. And there's the names.
And the purpose of putting in this
Now,
photograph.
the interesting
is to
part
show
here is that you get to
what
see
connection to this
firsthand what
That's
the
correct.
defendant
Miguel Abisu,
was
the
seeing.
Southwest Branch's
And
wedding
so
venue
in
owner,
this
facing
particular
9
court
counts of
case, he
aggravated
had a lot
assault
of
with a
people
deadly
around
weapon
him,
for
and then he
waving a
ended
gun
up
at guests
pulling a gun
last year.
out. And
This is
so
when
he
he
was
pulls
claiming
the gun.
self-defense. You see here he has the gun, but now take a look at what it looks like through the VR headset. Now you have a size perspective. You have somebody in your face. You have a crowd of people. And so now you can, as a judge, get a feel for, what did the defendant or what did a person in this scenario feel like? Do you think like this is something that we're going to see a lot more of, or you think this is just like a one-off kind of gimmicky thing that we saw? Or is it no surprise that maybe Florida, which is a
Progressive.
progressive state that, what do you think? What's your kind of big takeaway on this?
That's very interesting. I can imagine this because, when a crime scene happens, I'm not a homicide detective or crime scene investigator, but they go in there and no one's allowed to enter. They do the yellow tape and then they, evidence in this. Can you imagine, Rob, if, they have a tool to where they can go in, scan the entire area, and then you take that in front of a judge? And not just what we saw with them replaying of what could happen, the positioning, but to be able for the judge to be at the crime scene without having to be at the crime scene. I mean, how much more efficient will these cases become when they become litigated? How important is this information for the jury? We talk about wrongful convictions all the time of people spending years behind bars only to find out that they were innocent. I think this is great, man. I mean, it makes complete sense. Very, very intriguing to me, the use cases of technology like artificial intelligence and virtual reality of what it can do in this case, obviously the legal system. I think this is very interesting.
What do you think?
I also think it's a way to tamper with evidence, though. Like, I feel like somehow artist or whoever's doing it will mess it all up.
Like the
somehow.
prosecutor can put the headset on and be like, hey, look how far away he was from the defendant.
I think it's a really cool idea. Like, I feel like the judge can see from whoever's perspective, but I also think it's a way to tamper with evidence.
So you think it's a net negative or net positive?
I don't know. I'm in
I
the
think you're
middle.
going to get both sides of the pendulum for this, honestly. And so on top of that, it gives a first-person perspective. And so, you can sit here and describe that scene as much as you want, but it doesn't hit as hard as putting on the headset. You can say he was surrounded by 5 or 6 people. This the person, the plaintiff here, he was a lot larger than him. Now you put on the headset, and then boom, you got a life-size perspective in front of you. You got a guy that's 1.5 feet taller than you with a lot larger build, and you have other people around it. It's gives you perspective that you wouldn't necessarily get. A lot of this is always just explained, and I think that just through words, you're gonna miss a lot of it, though. Also, so technology is evolving, and so what brings me to the next segue here is that you got Elon Musk. He predicted that hundreds of millions of people will have brain chips within the next 20 years, and don't forget to hold him to it. So basically, Elon Musk is coming out saying, hey, everyone's going to have a Neuralink, or at least hundreds of millions of people will have this. And if you're not familiar with Neuralink, it is one of his companies that he is one of his many successful companies. And so I wouldn't, dismiss the fact that this is going to probably be a successful company, right? Starlink successful, SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, I'm sure going to have a large market cap, or it's gonna be a prominent player in the tech space. What do you think about everyone having a brain chip, right? Okay, first of all, he's also said, and other people have said, that you're gonna get a leg up on the competition. Perhaps you go to a job interview and you say, hey, look, I got the newest Neuralink over here. I'm 10 times more efficient.
I'm a cyborg. Hire me.
What does this thing do?
It literally plugs into your brain.
I understand that, but what does it do?
Well, you use AI on your phone. Imagine not
So I'm
needing a
gonna be half
phone and
robot?
just
This
naturally.
is so stupid.
How is it stupid?
Why the hell do I want something in my brain?
I mean, you use AI at school, right?
You adding me for cheating at school?
Yeah, I'm just saying that if you're using technology to gain the system, which is school or work, if you
So I'm using technology in my brain
Well,
to continue
let me-
cheating at school?
well, you don't think we're gonna get there eventually? Here's a question: if you're gonna make a resume, are you gonna use AI?
No,
You're not. You're gonna
I
just
haven't.
okay.
I do
Well,
that shit on my own.
well, then you are a certain subset of people that don't use AI when it comes to getting.
You're gonna be the vast minority.
Yeah,
That's fine.
and then
I
here's
think
the
it's
thing:
so dumb.
you're gonna have your handwritten resume, and then there's gonna be a lot of other contestants or contenders for a job or position that are gonna be doing the same thing. And then also you're gonna take into account that after you get a job, when it comes to job performance, right? And if you're working in a
What does
it's-
it like make you a stronger, better person, or is it just help you search the internet in your brain?
It's just technology. Technology gives you a leg up on someone that doesn't. If it doesn't matter if it's technology for AI, for something wired into your brain. If you show up, if Europeans show up to the U.S. with guns and horses, and the Indians have bones and arrows, there's a technology difference, right? The Europeans have more technology when it comes to weaponry. And if you're looking at business and you're in sales and you have a better sales pitch that's put together through AI, you're going to have probably a leg up against someone that has limited experience with Microsoft Excel and limited experience with spreadsheets. And so AI is going to help you do that. Not only that, they're also going to save you time. And so I don't see how this wouldn't also translate for Neuralink. And if an individual has technology built into their brain, or at least tied into their brain in some fashion, that gives you an ability to be a little sharper, a little smarter, a little quicker at learning, quicker at retaining information. Let's just say it's numbers. Say someone tells you like, hey, here's the numbers that we had for last week, right? This is the sales projections that we had. And then if that is easily saved, that information into your brain, and you can just regurgitate it at any point in time because you have instant memory. You can just say like, hey, sales last year were 1.5 million, 377,000. If you can just spit that off at the drop of a dime, and that could help you in other scenarios. So
I'll give her an analogy. Let's say you got a car dealership, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got two cars in front of you.
Mm.
Car A, it's got the latest Apple app. You connect your phone to it. It does this. It's got the next level
Does it have
navigation.
an engine?
It's got an engine.
Okay.
It's you can. It's got all the tech features that people look for. And then you have car B. It's just, hey, it's a manual car that will take you from A to B. It's just got a stereo and a CD player, but they're the same price. Which one are you gonna go with?
I'm gonna go for the other one, or the more.
Technologically
That
advanced
one.
right?
But I don't know. I personally wouldn't get a chip in my brain. If
I
y'all
wouldn't get
wanna
one
do
either.
So,
That shit freaks
if
me
y'all
out.
want to do so, that's up to y'all. But I personally wouldn't.
What I like about the Neuralink is what Elon was doing with people like lost their vision or had, like stuff like that. Yes, there's 100% a benefit. People that maybe suffer
There's
from
something
Alzheimer's.
With, are they helping with paralyzed people?
Yes.
See, that's cool.
That I agree. I don't know, man. For
Hey,
something to
so
go into my brain.
Here's an example. But then you're gonna have disabled. You're saying for people with disabilities, this is obviously a net positive, and I don't think that there's much argument against it, in my opinion. Right? If you can't walk and you can get an implant that helps you walk, I think it's hard to argue against that fact. But back to disabilities, what's interesting is that there was an Olympic runner that that was an amputee, and so I'm not talking about the Special Olympics here. It was
The guy with like the springs.
yeah, and he was not
they're
allowed to
called.
run in the Olympics. He was barred from running in the
Are they
Olympics
not called springs?
because of his prosthetics. And so because of his prosthetics, they said he had an advantage. Even though the man was literally disabled and had to get a prosthetic to run, he was not allowed to run against people with legs because he had an unfair advantage because his prosthetic had a spring, was spring loaded. I mean, do you think that you find this? Hey, this guy, he was, he was paralyzed from the waist down. He got Neuralink to fix his legs. Now all of a sudden, he's 10 times smarter than the competition. This isn't fair.
Yeah, I mean, think about like chess. Like that's the first thing that came to mind. Like you got two chess players. One's got a Neuralink, one doesn't. Is it going to be looked at as like it's like performance enhancement drugs, to where it's a good point. It's interesting. It's so new. Like we don't really know the answer to these questions. But
Sorry, they're called running blades.
Oh, okay.
I felt bad.
I like springs a little better.
I didn't know. Okay.
Like a pogo stick.
Okay. Well,
Like, yeah, my prosthetics got a jet engine on the backside. I got rollerblades
What
tied
are
to
those
the
water
bottom.
things? The water jets? But anyways, yeah, I mean, like for me, I think it's great for obviously, what we talked about with people with disabilities. But for the normal person, man, I don't know, dude. You want to put a chip in my brain?
You think that people had zero hesitancy to go and get the COVID vaccine because government told them
I'm not saying that people aren't going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be one of those.
here's the thing: like you're going to be at a disadvantage when you go to compete against other people. I'm just saying.
I think it's perfect for people who are like trying to walk again. I love that idea. But like,
I will
for
not
me,
I will not become a cyborg. I'm sorry. I won't.
No.
Someone to be able to control my brain and me with, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Also, not only do you get a mental leg up, but there's also robotics are gaining ground fast. So take a look at this. Any sound on this thing? Oh, I got it muted here.
Humanoid robot is proving.
So here you go.
Move over, Nikola Jokic. A humanoid robot is proving it's got as much NBA game as you. I'm Kurt the Cyber Guy. Follow me at cyberguy.com where my newsletter is free. The robot, known as Q6, just set a Guinness World Record by sinking an incredible basketball shot from 80 feet and 6 inches away. This amazing achievement took place in Nagakute, Japan, where Toyota's Q6 made the shot in its second attempt after hitting the rim on its first try. Q6 uses AI to fine-tune its throwing style, adapting to improve with each shot. But this isn't Q6's first time in the spotlight. Its predecessor, Q3, previously made headlines for the most consecutive free throws by a humanoid robot. The story behind Q6 is
okay, let me ask you a question. You think we'll ever see a situation where it's an NBA team versus a robot team? Like, I just think, I think it could be something we see.
Shit's going to get weird in the next 20 years, man.
But like, obviously, a robot can throw a lot harder than a human. Like, why?
That's
are we
what I'm
shocked?
saying. Like, but it's still a very, very big
Do
technological.
you think the
feat.
human race will even exist in 100 years?
I mean, what do you think, we're going to be extinct?
I mean,
I mean, we
I
might
don't
all
know.
turn into robots. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
No.
man, what
people want to
weird
put
times, dude.
chips in their brain.
Also, you got robot dogs. You seen this? And you're trying to adjust the robots. Think about how the dogs are trying to adjust the robots. He's like, hold on, what is? Oh,
Oh man,
hell no! Oh, hell no!
that looks scary as hell. I'd be scared too.
What the fuck? Is it waving? Oh my god.
These dogs, just like you, David, they don't trust these robots. They don't want them around. Like,
Listen, I say it all the
I don't
time.
blame them.
All I can think about is that freaking Iron Man movie where the guy taps into all those robots and just turns them against people. I can't do it.
All right. So we'll talk about the Tesla Cybertruck bomb here in the U.S. in a minute, or at least in Las Vegas. But wanted to take a quick intermission and talk about our meme minute. So this is where we push the bounds of cancellation. I find the funniest memes that I can spot out there over the last week. And so let's see what we got. So we're going to start off the meme minute with when you're stuck in traffic and you start losing the battle. We've all been there,
hot
right?
dog and a fucking donut?
It is a
Something
donut
like that.
sausage, yes. And
That looks disgusting.
there you go. All right. So the original, the Disney remake,
Honestly,
Brokeback Mountain, and well, Brokeback. Yeah.
Broke Black Mountain.
All right. So Dad's second car accident this week.
You fucking stupid.
All right.
Who has a coffin like that anymore?
him, maybe he wanted it. I don't know.
All right. All right. So now we got
I want the one that looks like Dracula was in it.
right. So we were all sitting around the family dinner table this Christmas. Dark joke accidentally slips out. The family is in shock. Grandma is
Seen it all, man. Takes a lot to move grandma.
it did. Grandma always laughs at all the racial jokes.
Grandma's also always winning gambling too. I don't know.
This is actually me here. When you've been up all night looking at memes and you start hearing birds chirping.
That definitely is you.
Huh.
He does have a bird too.
All right. You said, and I said, hold up. That ain't no hot tub.
That's so funny.
uh,
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Hawk Tua.
What?
Spit on that thing. There you go. Also, you got Joe Biden here. He's saying,
Can you perhaps zoom in a little bit?
I'm trying. The Zoom is not being very.
Oh.
You son of a. All right. Sometimes I feel like you just don't care.
Obamacare.
Obamacare.
Where the fuck do you find these, dude?
All right. Hurry up, son. The owner is coming.
What the?
Robin,
And then you got getting my new car tonight. So excited.
real.
And then we'll just end it with this one. Women on dating apps are like, how tall are you? And so standards are reversed on the dating websites. There you go. So
What?
what? I see David looks very perplexed there.
You okay over there?
That was some racist shit, bro.
That was very
Christ.
racist
Oh
shit.
my god.
I didn't make the memes. I just found them. Okay. All right. So let's get into if you haven't heard the headline news, we had a couple New Year's attacks. We had the one in New Orleans where someone had drove a truck through crowded
I must have
Football
drive a
street.
truck through your freaking computer with those dumbass memes.
man.
Where are you? The dark web?
You know,
He's on the Onion router, the Tor router.
yeah. But the truck drove through, killed 15 people, right? So that was a big headline. But also you had the Cybertruck, which parked outside of the Trump Hotel here in Las Vegas. And so here's Elon Musk kind of covering this. So the evil knucklehead picked the wrong vehicle for terrorist attack. The Cybertruck actually contained the explosion and directed the blast upwards. Not even the glass doors on the building were broken. And so, you can see here, this is kind of what's left, but not even a glass door broken, nothing. Which we also saw Elon Musk retweeted this or commented on it. Tesla Cybertruck were voted worst vehicle by National Association of Terrorist Car Bombers. And then we follow that up with an interesting narrative, right? So you would think terrorist attack, a lot of questions pop up here, right? And, why did he pick a Cybertruck? Why did he just put regular fireworks in there? So the victim was ID'd. His name was Matthew Levelsberger. So Anyways, here's some interesting takeaways, right? That car was absolutely just melted, right? Everything on the inside charred to death. But how did they identify the guy? Because there was nothing left. Well, they found his ID here. His
Military, huh?
Military ID. They also found his passport. But how the hell did these two, one, a passport, a paper document, this, a plastic document, and I mean, the gun melted. And then, there's pictures of the assault rifle. Everything was just charred to death, right? There was nothing there to identify the guy except for two pieces of ID. I mean, even the doors and the top, everything pretty much was just charred. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, you draw any kind of suspicion on an ID popping up in
I'm
the
assuming
car?
he was in the car, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the car. Yeah, he shot himself apparently right before it blew up. Is kind of the thing.
Yeah.
So a couple things. Here's the family of the individual, Mr. Livelsberger. So the family of accused Trump hotel bomber Matthew, they say he was a big Trump supporter, like real big Trump supporter. And so it's kind of confusing on why he would blow up, first of all, a Tesla truck, which we know that Elon Musk is in the Trump camp, even outside of the Trump hotel. And, so they told The Independent that he's confused by the explosion because his nephew knew how to rig bombs, being in the military. He knew how to blow up half the hotel if he really wanted to do damage. And he 100% loved the country, the family says. He loved Trump. He was very patriotic. He was in the special forces for many years. And, you look at that video and it's, you look at this explosion. It's just fireworks. He just put a bunch of fireworks in a propane tank in the car. And it even looks almost
There's some additional
CG,
investigative updates that are going to be provided to you
CGI, and it's like,
by a couple of the other.
I don't know, man. It just doesn't. It seems like something's missing in this story. I don't know. I mean, special forces, knows explosives, and he just packed the car full of just like traditional fireworks. This seems strange. And then on top of that, his dad came out and said he could have fashioned a bomb that would have obliterated half the hotel if he seriously wanted to hurt others.
Well, what do you think he was trying to do?
Well, what I'm saying is that, was this individual the actual person in the car? You can't identify the guy. Everything had been charred to death. Nothing's left.
Well, one thing that kind of crossed my mind was, the whole rift between Elon and David Sachs and what they're talking about the whole H1B1 visa thing, and like the far right MAGA people hate it. Other people are like, hey, we need legal immigration and high skilled workers. And Elon's been behind he's been pushing forward the narrative of, hey, we need the H1B1 visas. We need, high skilled immigrants. And some people disagree. Could this be maybe his way of like, hey, I support Trump, but I don't like Elon Musk. Let me do this in a Cybertruck. I don't know. That kind of thought crossed my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. And just
Can't they figure out who the Cybertruck is?
They did.
He rented it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So he rented it. Then, like, why use a Cybertruck? First of all, it just seems odd. I feel like you would use a van. Like, if you're in the military, explosives. I don't know. I figure you would rent to like a
not
white
just
van.
military, special forces.
Yeah, you
someone
would.
in the chat said that he was still active duty. He was just on an approved leave.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
And I don't know. I just feel like, I mean, I don't know anything about bomb making, but I don't know. My if I was trained, I'm assuming I'm gonna get a van or something, pack it full of whatever, kind of explosives that I'm sure he knows how to make.
You know what someone brought up? This guy, the dude from the New Orleans, the Bourbon Street, the guy who drove the truck, and Kyle Ruth, the guy who was trying to assassinate Trump at the golf course. All three of them spent time at Fort Bragg.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, I don't know what you want to take away from that, but
I was trying to draw some links there. I know there were a few articles I was looking through on connections, and outside of that particular detail, I didn't see any other connections. It wouldn't surprise me to find some other connections later on down the road. I don't know. I think coincidences. I think a lot of times draw a bigger picture that a lot of people don't want to admit to. Same time, I think you can draw links, naturally through 2 points, even if they're far away from one another. And so I don't know. I think it's for me. I think it's a little bit more curious on why this dude's ID didn't get charred.
I mean,
Why
you'll
an assault
find
rifle got
weird
charged.
shit in a fire.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think a piece of paper would burn? The whole trunk blew up. The guy they couldn't even do dental recognition.
Yeah, there's no
His
way.
teeth were
If
were
enamel-
gone.
So what do you think he did? Someone threw it in there after?
Possibly, yeah.
So the guy ID, he's still alive?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying
Wouldn't
that
the
it's
family
very
say something?
strange. The family said that he was a big Trump supporter. He knew how to make bombs, and he was very patriotic. And then all of a sudden, he tries to blow up the Trump hotel, and so it's just in the most idiotic fashion possible way, right? In a rookie move. If you're gonna say, "Hey, here's
Obviously,
explosives,"
he knows what he's doing, though.
but that's exactly what I'm saying. He literally packed his Tesla car full of fireworks. The guy knows how to make bombs, like legit bombs. Like he knows explosives, and he decided to buy a bunch of fireworks and blow himself up that way.
Yeah,
Maybe it was just him trying to kill himself. I don't know.
Well, why
Like
do it
that's a crazy way to go
outside
out.
of-
I would say. I don't know.
yeah, I'm with you here, bro. I don't.
It just doesn't add up, man.
Like 5-10 years ago, you'd be, conspiracy theories, you'd be looked at as a nut job. Nowadays, so much weird shit happening and so much being uncovered, especially after, Elon Musk bought X and now people can post on X without worrying about getting demonetized or being their accounts suspended, just sharing news and theories. And a lot of them have kind of come true. And so nowadays, like asking questions and going down that rabbit hole is not really considered taboo anymore. It's
Things
kind of
stand out. It's just like even if it just stands out and you question it and it ends up just being coincidence or just something odd, but it doesn't really change what actually happened. Like that's fine. I think sometimes you should just sit back and be like, hey, how did this whole car burn? How nothing on the inside survived. Even the gun melted. The assault rifle that was in there melted. There was a propane tank that exploded. Everything was charred. You can't even. There's not even teeth left. Oh, there's a paper passport right there.
yeah, very weird.
Like, hey. Also, guy decides to try to blow up the Trump hotel, and he's an explosives expert.
I didn't really do a lot of research on this. So did anyone die besides him?
No, just him. Supposedly there's some other injuries, but they're pretty minor. I think it was just, kind of the minor burns and scratches and things of that nature. The glass even outside the Trump hotel didn't even break. So,
Ad for the Cybertruck.
yeah, which is crazy, man. Like, why would you use this? The thing is just thick ass steel. It's like we've
I thought
seen this
Cybertrucks
bulletproof.
like stay on fire.
They're bulletproof.
Now, interesting, a lot of people say that these electric cars are, they always talk about like fires. I think there's a 80% more likelihood that your gasoline based car will catch on fire before a Tesla one.
Yeah, but won't this stay on? Isn't it lithium or something like that? Doesn't it
Yeah,
stay
you
on
just
fire?
you get a chemical fire versus a gas fire. I mean, but if you think about just kind of how things operate, would you rather ride on top of a tank of gasoline that is a flammable combustion, which is literally designed to explode, or would you rather have a battery that, well, if it were to catch fire, it's hard to put out? And so for me, I'd rather, I don't have any electric vehicles, but
I'd rather have a car with an engine personally, but
if I'm concerned about my car catching on fire, I don't care about it being electric. If that's my big concern, I don't think that's a valid argument to not get an electric vehicle.
Right, I agree.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in to Bold Broadcasting, once again coming live from Las Vegas. And thanks again to the co-hosts here. Thanks, Ashley. And David as well. Any parting words there?
No parting words? Stay vigilant.
Ah.
Question things.
Yeah, question things. Yeah, for sure. All right, until next time. Until next week. Have a good one. Peace.